Anthony, Ravi, everyone here, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be back in Chennai. It's been a happy hunting ground for Indian cricket for a long, long time. And I'm coming back here after a year and a half, for something very, very special and something very, very close to all of us. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a expert in diabetes or medicine or other diseases in human life, but this is one disease which I've seen being a part of a lot of families in India. You just saw the numbers, about 1 lakh people are affected by diabetes in India. I've seen that in my family as well, and especially people who are very, very close to you. My dad, my grandmother, my uncle who's suffering with diabetes and just had an eye surgery day before yesterday. No, it's something which you actually have to see to understand what it is. It's about when you see that injection going into the stomach or the thigh of your body or other parts, the back or the arm, 4 times a day. My dad actually took it 4 times a day in the last 5 or 6 years. You really understand what it's all about. You've heard from Ravi the various facilities Apollo Munich will provide you, the patients with diabetes, and make sure that they are well looked after. We all know it's a disease which is not curable at the moment, and I sincerely pray to all the doctors and people who spend so much time in finding out new things, that they find a cure for this, because it's really disheartening and demoralizing to see that a patient, whoever it may be one in my house, maybe one next door, to take that injection 4 times a day and still not recover. It kills you mentally. It just brings a halt in your life, and you can see an instant change in face of people, because I've actually seen people in my family take that, and an instant change in their temperament, in their mood when that injection hits the stomach or the thigh. You've heard the policy of Apollo Munich when Ravi spoke in detail about the insurance. My association with Apollo Munich has been for a couple of years now, and it's already been very, very special. I've endorsed a lot of brands over the last 16-17 years, but this one, I've said it to people around me, that this one is something which has been very, very special to me. There was a special policy last year called the Optima Restore, which obviously is a bit off the topic today, but when I saw people reacting to it, when I saw letters being written to the company, to the brand, to people associated with the insurance policy, it really makes me feel good. I'm sure people who've spent so much time in the company making the policies good, when you see people reacting to it and saying how credible it has been over the years. Energy is a new health insurance policy from Apollo Munich, this time obviously with diabetes, and I'm sure they're going to make a difference in a lot of people's life. We all know that diabetes is not curable at the current moment, but I'm sure with the regular monitoring, and especially with the coach, and I was speaking to Anthony when Ravi was making his presentation, that this was something very, very different, because when you have diabetes at home, it's your wife or your mom or your dear one who's actually looking after you, who's actually measuring how much insulin goes into your body, who's actually making sure that you wake up in the morning and make sure that the needle is fine to put insulin into your blood. And when I saw this plan of having a health coach who will help a diabetes patient every time during the day, whatever time they need him, of the day, the month, the year, I think that's a very, very important thing. Yes, you will have insurance policies which will look after the financial side of it, but curing a disease, any disease, and especially diabetes, it's not just about money, it's about proper guidance and proper help. I wish Apollo all the success in this new endeavor of theirs, which is called energy. I hope it makes a difference to a lot of people's life, and in due course they go steps further to get it even better and better. I wish Apollo all the success, Anthony, to you as well, because you're probably one of the brainchilds which is taking this forward. As I believe and as I say that, I hope it makes a difference to a lot of people. I thank you once again for inviting me here to the launch of this very, very special product. You've heard that it will be launched all over the country on December 16th in various cities. I have seen as a sportsman how sportsmen who have diabetes have dealt with it. I'm sure it'll make a difference to their lives as well. It is not the end of the world, but it is something which needs to be looked after very, very well. All of you are aware, because you've covered cricket all over the world, somebody like Wasim Akram, who played most of his career with diabetes, and I've actually seen him with the injection being thrust in his stomach during a test match, during a one-day game, and even on flights when he would travel around the country to play test matches or one-day cricket. I thank the media for once again coming and supporting this cause, because you do support a lot of causes, cricket, films, but I think these are special. These actually make a difference to a lot of people's life. It's going to make a difference to somebody in your family as well. So once again, thank you for supporting this cause, and I'm very happy and proud to be here. Thank you.
There is no real comparison with any other policy, to the best of my knowledge, product energy, pricing, features, with anything else, because as was explained, this is the first time a company has attempted giving a hospital indemnity cover with a disease management program. It's a two-in-one, and it's an indemnity program and not a benefit policy. So there is no benchmark or yardstick. This is the first of its kind. Of course, people with absolutely no issues and have got facilities to buy our Easy Health or Optima Restore. But it's not something which is comparable, because you're talking about somebody who has a disease called diabetes. And then the second part of the same issue is that not comparable, because every policy in the country, a retail policy, best of my knowledge, and I'm willing to be challenged on this, every policy in the country has a waiting period. It could be 30 days, it could be 90 days, it could be a year, it could be several years. But this policy, product energy, has zero waiting period. So it's available for use from the day you buy the cover. So there's really no benchmark in terms of, how does it compare in terms of pricing, because this is to cater to a population which never had an opportunity to buy insurance. So we're catering to a section of the population which is about 65 million people who did not have a facility to buy a cover like this. So in terms of underwriting, as was explained, this cover is for diabetics only, if I can say the word. So you've got to be a diabetic to sort of want this policy. And there is a pre-policy checkup, which was explained, which is a must for everybody who enters this. And this is a must purely from the point of view that you need to know, as a person buying the policy, as well as we need to know what is the starting point in terms of the health status, so that we can continuously help manage that status and help reward through the 25% renewal discount, as well as the reward points. So it goes through a pre-policy checkup. And in terms of diabetes, if it is diabetes 2 is what we cater to, 95% of the population of people who have diabetics come under this diabetes 2 category. That's the population we cater to. Now, on diabetes, it's a smooth entry, but if there are other complications, so let's assume that somebody has diabetes 2 and has got some other complications, or have had, let's say, a liver surgery or something like that, then you would have restrictions on that complication, not the diabetes. And there might be waiting periods, just like an underwriting norm would apply for any other policy. So what this caters to is allows and encourages people with diabetes to enter this policy. But if you had any other complication, then it would follow the normal underwriting process, which we would follow for our other products. But once you enter the policy, as with all other policies which we have, and as we have done, we were the first to do it in India, it is lifelong. You can keep it forever, as long as you want. There is no dead-end date in terms of the cover once you enter our policy. Your second question was on preferential centers, or the diabetic centers. Yes, we have. We will shortly be publishing in terms of the various centers we have tied up with. We would certainly like to have strong relationships with the best of best diabetic specialist centers around the country, and that's something which is in an advanced stage of finalizing, and by the 16th we should be coming up with that long list. We will have special relationships with these special diabetic centers. And the third thing in terms of the volume. Now, it's not something which we have done too much work in terms. It's something, this is something which we felt internally as employees of Apollo Munich, as well as our shareholders, believe that we need to find a solution to a growing section of the community which does not have a health insurance solution. Now, we went down that spirit. Of course, we don't want to lose money on this. We want to make a decent return over a period of time. We haven't put a P&L in terms of this is what we need to do, but we said we will do it over a period of time. But we believe that if there is an adequate pool of people who would buy this, and we believe if we execute it, and we're very confident of the execution, we will have that pool, and it should break even at a few 100,000 policies itself.